Hey everyone, coming to you this week with our latest HEC report, and you're in for a treat. There's a lot going on in the world, and there's a lot to catch up on really over the last week or two. I think first of all, it's worth saying that automation is definitely here. Really surprised to see this Circus Group post regarding autonomous fuel stations. Such an obvious move. And not surprised at all. And for me, it just only reiterates, if you've got public spaces like a petrol station, why wouldn't you automate it? It's very much a consumer need, provide and move on situation. The experience hasn't got to be glamorous, it's just got to be efficient. And I think that's further highlighted by this Bionics Bronx coffee machine, robot. That's out in America as well. So you've got Germany, you've got America going full in automation. I can't believe we haven't seen more of these robotic coffee machines in the UK yet. Thinking about it and looking at some research reports, seems to be a lot of applicable use if you're putting it again in just high demand, low expectation environments. So you want train stations, you want petrol stations, you want airports, even maybe on some street corners. Biggest issue I've found with them is the fact they're not waterproof. So they need to be undercover. So you can't just drop them in the middle of the high street and leave and forget it at the moment, which would probably be a really good thing. And you can also have to make them really portable as well. But yeah, autonomy is coming, and I can only see this happening more and more at petrol stations. Especially what Amazon's tested before, again with the grocery collection as well. There's no need to have them staffed, and there's no reason people couldn't access them 24 hours a day with modern technology. So yeah, automation is definitely coming in big style, and just keeping an eye on this because I can only see more of it. And the companies that do it are the ones which are going to make the profits, because they're going to cut those employee costs, and it will just streamline the business, and it's the way it's going to go. You can't really fight it, and it gives reliability, which means you give a better service. So the consumer, I think, in the long run, will prefer the benefits of automation in these sorts of environments. What else we got? So it's a bit of a different one. Two different topics here. I think interesting on the blockchain front with CZ talking about the will function. I think for me, this highlights how fast and how much the space is maturing, with what the US is talking about regarding mortgages and using digital assets as security against property purchases. What's going on with Circle in the EU. It's really coming together in a fantastic way. I think for me, this is further highlights the maturity of it. And I think there needs to be this sort of will functionality. I agree with that. On a completely different note, there's this growing movement where obviously brands in the sort of fitness space are trying to reposition themselves, like the third city space. There's all these different like weird and wonderful health gimmicks that are putting in these sort of spa facilities, and they're trying to like create this like wellness environments, which is also a combination of like spa meets gym meets after work meets at work. It's this sort of like, it's like the new social club really, and they're trying to bring in more technology to give it a new wow factor, make it more interesting. It's gonna improve your well-being and like you rehydrate you and I don't know, reinvigorate you. At the end of the day though, if you've like had 10 pints and you've got a hangover, it's probably not going to work that much magic. So I find it quite interesting. I think it's needed because we do need to reposition these spaces. I think wellness is really important. And so they're really jumping on the premiumization of that, a lot of these trends. And some of the technology they're putting in does have actual health benefits, which is good. So I'm trying not to be too cynical about it, but I think also there's a saturation point. I think there's also the price points that generally come with these products are very much potentially limit the amount of clientele. and I would have thought they would want quite a lot due to the high running costs of the energy. So that's an interesting one. I suppose that really, on a HEC point of view, that really ticks a lot of boxes though, because human needs, it's community, it's culture. But I do sort of really question the economics around it. I don't quite be interested to see some sort of like accounts on that sort of business. And again, because they're using automated services or like buying in high tech machinery, it again automates the process, so it reduces your staffing costs, which I think is probably the best sort of part of it, really. Yeah, it's two very different ones there, but very much on the human trends. I think that human need to like secure your assets long term, from a telegram, from sorry, the coin telegram sort of point of view, telegraph. That's that's really important as well. So yeah, so completely different there. I think and then keeping obviously on this digital trend, I think we've seen two very different slides, but I think very interesting. Um, really surprised by this move in France, what they're doing around the eco-tax, and that for me, in a business sense, is like a massive extreme, but in a positive way. We've seen it in the UK where they've got putting in the bottle taxes, the recycling. You've got the electric cars by 2030. This is like a whole other step, really going like mass production of rubbish is not acceptable. I think it's needed, and I think also we're in a state at the moment of like overconsumption, and this sort of just puts like a kibosh on that and says no, overconsumption is not acceptable. So I think this over here in front by France, it'll be interesting how that carries on across the EU. And again, like from a business point of view, if you're trying to sell commodities and goods, you've really got to answer that human need. And the economics, you're going to have to go for more premium products. So yeah, that's a really interesting twist, and interesting how that plays out, because that could also kind of interesting moving into China, because that hits a lot of the Chinese sort of like fast fashion brands. And then back to the UK, just really want to focus on like how much, despite a lot of the negativity and around what's the investment by governments or state of the economy and stuff, there is, you can't deny, a real attempt to move Britain forwards, whether it's from the Department of Science and Innovation and talking about how they're putting in more venture capital and more opportunities to sort of build tech products, or it's more locally up in the north where you've got innovation going in places like Doncaster, and again the councils are reimagining spaces and putting in these sort of hubs of innovation, hubs of digital tech for communities to help facilitate and enable innovation. So I think from a culture and community point of view, we take it back to the HEC principles. What Yorkshire's doing is really good. It's building that culture, it's building that community that answers those human needs. So I think that's really, really good, really important. And from an economic point of view, if you look at it in terms of going into sort of the tech world in the UK, I think there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of grants. I'm saying it's not hard to get them, but whilst there's a lot of negativity around IPOs not happening in the UK, unicorns leaving for America, there is attempts to try and rebolster that with new innovation, new companies. So if you're staying in the UK, you can only but jump on these opportunities and really push for them the best you can and make the most of it, really. So I think that is it for this week from a HEC point perspective. We've touched on the human side, the economics, the culture and the community, and there's a lot going on and a lot of different shifts. All this content's from the last week or so, and that's just in the last week or so, and there'll be more coming. So stay tuned. Hope this is giving you a quick update on what's going down, and please reach out to me if you want to know more about the research being done.